Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines. We're playing Green Cities, and in the last episode we started out on this amazing new interchange. It was fairly complex and I left it without actually tying in the ends, which I've done in between episodes. It took a little bit of time, but I've done it. And now let me quickly run you through how this works. So this is a full interchange using kind of directional ramps to get to all the movements. So if we, for instance, come from here and we want to turn, well, then we turn right onto the service road and we turn right again, and that makes us go into this area, turn right and go in this direction. If we, however, did not turn right and we continued left on the service road, we would turn left and go into this direction, onto the service road over here and back onto the highway, or even in there. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so that's this direction. Oh, and if we continue straight, we continue straight through and in this direction over here. If we're coming from this direction, however, the freeway widens up, makes room for a service road. We go onto the service road. Then if we turn right off of the service road, we go into the tunnel. Let's go down and see. And the tunnel turns left and pops up over here. Okay, let's get rid of that. So then we move that movement over here, we join this service road over here, and we're in this direction. So we can turn right, or we can go straight through, or if we add an extra one over here, which I'm not sure we'll do, we can go this direction. Okay, then, if we, however, did not turn right and we continued straight, we would be turning right and join over here and continue in this direction. Okay. Obviously, if we didn't go off on the service road, we just go straight through all the way on this highway that runs in the city to the other side of the city. Okay, from this direction, and maybe just before I finish this off, so joining all of these over here then gets us into an intersection, and I've actually added a slip lane for the right turn, not because it's needed from a traffic point of view just yet, just because there's not enough room to reduce lanes again. So these guys will have to weave across and make their move, or turn right and go in this direction. Okay, coming in from this direction, this is a little bit more complex. Given the slope we had over here, it was a little bit challenging to get all of this in there. But anyway, we've got the lanes over here, then we've got one lane slipping off over here, running alongside, and underneath this bridge, turning and joining this service road over here. Okay, if we, however, hung around and then turned off over here, that gives us onto this ramp that goes across and turns left and joins in that direction. Or if we just stayed on the road instead, we would have just gone straight through and to this intersection right over there. Okay, coming along from this side is an interesting one. We get off all the way back here. We drive through this section. We can visit some of the stores over here. And potentially what we could actually do is we could actually join another one on here. If this gets busy, but we won't do that until it does. So what these guys do, they access these roads, get into this area, onto the service road again, off the service road, on the service road, then it kind of turns into a ramp. From there you can turn right to go into the tunnel. The tunnel makes this movement and goes over there, so the left turn. Alternatively, we continue straight, then we can turn right again to come into this direction, or in this instance, because we've got some traffic over here that hasn't had the opportunity to get onto the highway, we allow them to go straight through the interchange, join with this service road, and then join with that one to go straight through. And that, I believe, is a pretty awesome directional ramp interchange. If we find we've got a big U-turn movement on these movements, we could actually put a little U-turn in here, but I doubt it, since the first intersection is right over here. Same thing on this side, we could actually put a U-turn in there, but I don't see any need for it. It's not accessing anything over here, so no need for that U-turn. So yeah, that is our interchange. Okay, what I've done on this side, because we had this little awkward space over here, between our arterials, it wouldn't. I thought I'd just lay it out for some future development. Because it's got very limited access due to the rail and the highway, I decided, so it's got one big intersection to get into it over here, but I've also decided to allow for inbound traffic from the interchange to get in, and to allow an exiting movement out on that side. And I might turn this into a two-way at some point to make sure that we allow for appropriate inbound movement if we see we're getting stuck with all the traffic on here. But that's it. That is effectively it that I've done between episodes. Oh, the other thing that I've done is I was wondering about whether I tie this road in over here as the intersection or something like that, but then I thought, well, actually I've got plenty of collectors and arterials tying in together over here, so what I'll do is I'll run this one straight over the top of the interchange to go to that side. So this is a easy way to divert around this intersection. And potentially what I can do now is I can actually just run this one in this direction and then spur off something again over here instead of running this one straight through here, because it makes a lot of sense and it reduces the complications of this specific intersection right over there. So yeah, that's it. That is it. That's it, what I've done between. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take a look at what we've got. This area I would like to actually have as a little bit of a office hotspot. So let me fill in some office use over here. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to go all the way up against the road. I'm going to leave a little bit of room because of the level difference. I'm worried we're going to get very bad steppy terraces things over there. So this is a bit of a section like that. What I'll do over here is, let's see, where is our closest fire station? Very far away, so maybe let's grab a small fire station, plop it in there. Maybe similar thing with an ambulance. Shall we again do it on there? Yeah, I think so. And let's look at a little bit of a police station also. Right over there. I think that's pretty good. It is terracing a little bit, but that's okay. If we only have these on there, it won't be that bad. Okay, so the other thing that I'm also probably going to need in this area is a little bit of death care. So give me one of these guys. We'll plop it in there, and that sorts that out. Now let's continue to build out that. I want to make sure that we actually allow for some pathways. So let's see about that. I don't want this to snap though, and I want to do whatever we need to do. So actually just plop down one, just at grade is fine. So something like that gives us a little bit of areas that we can walk. Similarly over there, what I'm wondering is, do we allow that movement and actually put a crossing in here? I think that might be workable. That is a signalized crossing, so that's pretty cool. I like the idea of having that signalized crossing in there. Similarly, I want to make sure that we actually extend our little pathways in all of these directions. Do I do that though? Yeah, I think so. So these guys can go over the top there if they need be. I can, as we require it, we can actually put some bridges on there as well. Okay, so there we go. Question: do we add a little bit of residential? Yeah, why not? Let's plop in some residential in here and in there, and like this and like that and like that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do some residential in this area. And what I want to do in here is just do some commercial right up against the train. Actually, question: this is our external connection and it is not connecting onto anything else. Do we actually... okay, let's hold back on this. Let's pull back these. Okay, that's fine. And see if we actually do make room for a bit of a train station over here. It may be a good idea to do that. though the fact that it is actually on our external connection is something that I'm not too fond of. So potentially what we could do is we could actually run this one next to this one and then just stop it over here and potentially then spur that off in this direction. Or if we do the other side, we can have a train connection coming, turning and running in this direction, which is probably a much better thing to do. The alternative is for us to actually take one of these, cut it across here and maybe run it like that and not do much of a station over here. Okay, that's fine. I won't get bogged down in that right now. What I wanted to do though is in this section, okay, so let's not do it straight on the intersection over there, but let's do some, I want to do some commercial onto this road right here. Okay, I think that's gonna work well. I generally don't want to zone on these types of road, but because there's so little going on in this area, I think it's important that we actually do that. So let's do a bit of that, a bit of this, and I'm probably going to need a bit of a primary school, and I'll pop it in here somewhere. So give me a school, just a standard like primary school. This is a 550. Oof, that's too big. Go the normal one. Yeah, pop it in there, that's fine. I don't mind that. So we'll have the school in there, and then that's it. So let's get some water connected on this side. We could actually run that one straight. So let's get our snapping back on, so we run it like so. Okay, and we will run it like that. So that should get everybody some water. Electricity, of course, is going to be a bit of a bummer over here. So the closest spot for us to gain some electricity from is going to be right in this location. So can I turn snapping back off so I can plop it in there? Why are you not connected? Really? You should be connected, guy. Okay, connected over there, so that's good. So we've got our power running through there. Excellent. So we're going to see some stuff starting to happen over here. People are going to be able to get onto this. Go straight that way. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm loving it. So this area is starting to fill in. Oh, the one thing that we're not doing is a nice big park. Potentially over here will work quite well. Or also something over here could work. So what do we have in terms of nice big parks? That's an 8x8 palm park, and that looks pretty good. Over here, actually over here will, I think, work quite well. Look at that, the palm park works quite well, and I can fill in the rest of that too. I can actually extend that area in here, so this area will be pretty nice from that perspective. Nice, nice. I like the way that this is coming together. And I do think this probably needs to do two-way, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Excellent, yeah, so we can get to do a bit of train at some point. So over here we've got this intersection doing its thing, people walking around. When is the next, how do we know when the next thing is? I'm not sure how that works. Okay, so this we also need to extend at some point. Actually, and before we get too crazy with this, we probably need to run it. What we could actually do is we could run it on this side and run it along here, or just cut it straight through the middle somewhere over here with the station over here. Someone's out of water, so let's have a quick look. Yeah, we've got one little house over here, or one little building over here that's not getting its water supply. Excellent. Everything else is doing quite well. We've got a little bit of a commercial strip right over there. I like it. It's looking pretty good. So no public transport in this area just yet. We'll get to that a little bit later. Yeah, so this area, I'm keen to get this done, but what I wanted to do is I actually want to fill out the rest of this so that we can kind of call this section to a conclusion. So let's do that. In this episode, let's quickly fill out the rest of this and we will clean that out. So what I'll do is grab some roads. I want to get snapping back on there. I want to get this out of the way. And what I'll do is I'm going to pull a road off of this over here somewhere, like so. No, one over there. So this is like a perfect. Oh, look at that! Look at how perfect that is over there. What I'm going to grab is I'm going to grab the footpath, and now again I don't want the snapping on, so I'm going to grab the footpath and I'm going to run this right over there so that these guys can still get there. Okay, and that is that okay, or shall we tie that back in over here? Yeah, I think that's okay. We tie that back in there. Maybe we do a similar thing over here. Oops, switch that off, turn on the snapping, and we run it up here. The question though is, shall we indeed, so this area is a little bit over here, shall we zone directly onto it? At the moment we're not allowing that. So this might be a little bit of a bummer if we do allow it in this section right over here. In which case we're probably a little bit too far from it. No, but we'll leave it a little bit more room there. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, what we're going to do is we probably need a little bit of residential in this area. Oh, and what I'll do is I will actually connect that one up to that side over there. Or shall we take that out and maybe run it somewhere in the middle over here and do something like that? Yeah, that does the trick for me. I'm just gonna run that straight up into there. Like that, and what we'll do is we will tie that into here. Okay, like so, and what we'll do is we'll do that and that. Nice. On this side we'll run those straight lines over here and over there, and let me see about this though. So let's make sure that we kind of do the same thing. So let's bring that one back a little bit. I want to bring it a little bit straight over here, and we will tie that in like so. Ooh, the one thing that I'm not bearing in mind here is the fact that I've got this train track that needs to run in this area, and potentially we can get rid of this little section over here and then have the train track run through there. So maybe before we get too crazy we'll do that. What I'm going to do is let's quickly, we've already run the water through there, so let's make sure we what I want to make sure we do is, oh, these guys are actually going to make the turn, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, the interchange is doing its thing. Everybody is coming in here, but this of course is not working. Not too sure how we'll fix that. Is that going to be better? Are you feeling it now? Let's have a look. Yeah, much better. Not too fond of what we're doing over there. So I most certainly don't want them to do that. This is crazy. What they're doing over here is crazy. So I'll come back and fix some of that at some point. Still people moving in and so on, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, so let's run some stuff through there and some stuff through there. Shall we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that? Oh, we don't want that, so let's do some of this like so. Yeah, so that gives us a little bit over there. Now commercial, I'm wondering, do we commercial this or do we do more residential? Now let's commercial that all up over there. Yeah, let's do that. Commercial that up and commercial that up, say up to there, right? Good stuff. We're seeing some stuff happening. This, they probably won't have any power right over there. Okay, so that area is pretty good. This is a pretty decent layout, I must say. I'm fairly fond of it, but if it's not going to allow me to actually run the rail, so let's have a quick look. If I go and grab the rail, of course, what we can do is we can tunnel it, which makes a lot more sense, to be honest, than to have a major cutout over here. So if we tunnel this one, and even through there, that actually makes a lot of sense, especially through a tight little section like this. So this area, it gives a little bit of character, right? It really doesn't do the area a lot of justice. So anyway, let's so now we've got that tunnel going in there. Oh, I did it for this one, and we'll just pop it up on the other side over there, I think. Yep, we'll do that. Pop it out on that side. This still needs to be filled in because we're not getting any power right there. Yes, but so now what that means is I can actually put this back. So come back up. We'll do, yeah, something like this. Like that, and what we'll do is we'll tie that together. Here we go. That gives a lot of character. I like that. That's a pretty good move. That gets people from this area back out onto the interchange and the likes. What's going on over here? Oh, yeah, you have to wait. Everybody making that move? Anybody going straight? Obviously no one's going straight through. Actually you can U-turn at the end there. I did allow that to see if we can't get some traffic in there. But yeah, the highway is most certainly starting to get a little bit busier. This area has got their connection over here. I am enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. So how's our high school and stuff going? So we've got a... oh, this is... let's see, and closest high school is quite some distance away. So in my mind the question is, shall we actually place a high school over here somewhere? I think this is a good little spot for a high school, right in the middle over there. Well connected. So yeah, that's our high school right there, and we can even park that up a little bit. And I most certainly want to do a bit of a, yeah, pop that down, get me off of this. So what I want to do is if we do something like that, yeah, that's gonna look pretty decent over there. So that means you've got some walking over there occurring. I'll also run one from here to school, effectively saying people can go to school like that. No, that's not really the case in reality. We're running out of water over here, so let's extend that straight through there so those guys get their water. Still can't understand that we haven't yet to deliver some power in this area, so keep building so you get there. Yeah, that'll actually make that connection work. What else am I missing? You know what, this section over here could be very useful as a recycling center. Right, just to make sure that we've got that sorted out also. Nice. Some workers, the like. This area is not too busy. I think this area will actually work quite well. That still obviously needs to be sorted out over there. Nice. I still need to fill in this area though. Okay, so now let's see. We are filling in all the way up to there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a nice big chunk of office right through there. Okay. And what I'll do is at the edges I'm going to run a path. Yeah, just give me the straight line. Path like that. Path like that. Path like that. And path like that straight over there. So that's a nice big chunk of office that we're putting in there. Shall I do a little bit more in the line of commercial over here? Lower density, higher density. Let's grab some residential in the vicinity of the school at least, because we're gonna, I think this area is gonna do a nice little park arrangement for us. Shall we do residential in this area, or no, let's use that for some other amenities should we need it. I'll do some more residential on this side of things, like so. Give that a little bit of character, and then over here we'll do some more residential like so, even something like that. Right, how does that look? Now get the water in here. There we go, water is in there. This area is filling out quite nicely. Over here I'm kind of thinking a bit of a park environment again, maybe. How's our residential looking also? Yeah, so we don't have a lot, but what we could do is we could actually extend this road a little bit and give it a little bit of a thing over there. So let's do that. So let's give me the snapping, give me the straight, and shall we actually do this? But now that's on a turn, so it's not actually wanting to do that. No, maybe that's okay. Maybe that's all we need. We don't need to get too crazy. Give me my my little tool over here so that we see about tying that up there. Again, we want to be tying in something like that and something like that, yeah. And what we'll do is we'll get a bit of a crossing going right over there. Good stuff. Yeah, so that's okay. I think that is pretty much covering it. And then this little section over here will be pretty good for some more high density residential. Just that stretch over there. And then over here I'm going to do a little bit more higher density commercial areas right next to that, and then fill that area out as a rail. We can also even do that. That is pretty good. I'm liking it, and I think that's about all the time we have for this episode. This area is filled in pretty nicely. I'm still wondering a little bit about what I need to do in this area. It's not got the greatest connectivity. Oh, but what we could do, you know what, get rid of that, and let's unzone this. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna extend this road like so, and we will be running that. So let's do 10 and 10, and then run it through another 10 like that. Yeah. And now what we could do is we're just gonna peel it off of there, straight off of the corner in there. Yeah, something like that. And then we no, that's a little bit too much, so let's tie that back and give me that straight line again. So just say something like that. I think that's pretty good. And now like so and like so. Now that's tied together, no problems. I believe we're probably going to have to even get some more out of this. So if we say, for instance, we'll run that one up there, and then let's do that one something like this. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Sorry, I'll finish. I'm going to finish this episode now. So if I instead do like 7 and like that, and then do, yeah, how's that? That's pretty good. I like that. I kind of like that. So that's filling up this area very nicely. All kinds of stuff happening in the city over here. And I must say, I am enjoying the layout of this. I'm enjoying getting our interchanges up and running, and this area is working out pretty well, with very limited traffic problems, I must say. But I am still quite keen on maybe getting a train station in there. That will work quite well. Some of these can do with some public transport too, so I think we do need to have a look at what we can do for our public transport arrangements, but we will get to that in the next episode. So guys, I'm ExactChaos. This has been Cities Skylines Exactly. If you've enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up as usual. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new ones, and as always, leave me some comments down below if you've got questions, if you've got ideas, and if you've got concerns, just let me know. Okay guys, bye bye.